Enroll your child for the Manifested e-learning platform and see their grades grow tremendously. These videos can be downloaded to a laptop for offline viewing or viewed from a smartphone in a cost-friendly format.
Hello learners, I hope you're doing well. I'm your teacher, Masimboya, and welcome to Manifested online classes. In the previous lesson, we started the discussion on demonstratives. I'd actually given you the examples of demonstratives that we have in English. We talked about 4 of them. And I also told you how they are actually used, that there's actually a difference in usage between the 4 of them. I also made it known to you that depending on what you want to describe, the proximity of the thing that you want to describe, you can either use those that are in plural or those that are actually in singular. For example, I mentioned that if I were to talk about what I'm holding here, I would actually say that this is my pen. And then if it's far from me, I would actually point to it and say, that is my pen. If there are several and they are far from me like that, I would say, those are my pens. I want you to get that difference between the proximity of distance, because that is actually the main use of demonstratives, to show the distance between between what the speaker is talking about and the speaker himself or herself. In this lesson, we'll discuss the uses of demonstratives. So we are able to tell about the use of a demonstrative depending on how it is actually used in a sentence. Demonstratives are used in 2 main ways. I'm going to start on with the first one. Used as pronouns. When demonstratives are used as pronouns, it means that the noun that they are replacing is not part of the sentence. For example, if I were to have a sentence that goes like, this is beautiful. Here, already, this demonstrative here is acting as the pronoun for the reason that it is actually replacing the noun in this sentence. We do not have a noun, so it means that that person shows you something and then they say that this is beautiful. So they have the original noun has actually not been used. So that means that this pronoun becomes the subject of the sentence and is actually used as a pronoun to stand in place of the original noun. If I could also give you another sentence where you have something like, this is juicy. In this case, we still do not have a noun. Therefore, this demonstrative has been used to stand in place of the noun that we are actually saying is juicy. For example, we can change these 2 sentences and then have something like, this dress is beautiful. And then we could also have, this mango is juicy. I want you to look at those 2 sentences, these 2 sets of sentences, and tell me whether there is any difference that you note. In this sentence, this is actually a pronoun, and then is actually an auxiliary verb. But in this case, it's actually the main verb in this sentence. Then beautiful, of course, is actually an adjective. And then look at this sentence here. This here, after our demonstrative here, there's actually a noun that comes after it. So in this sentence, we are actually just using this dress to form a noun phrase, or to basically show what particular thing we are talking about. Therefore, in this sentence, this dress is beautiful. They use of our demonstrative pronoun here is different from the one that how we have used it here. Here, it has been used as the pronoun, replaced the noun completely. But in this sentence, the noun that is being modified is actually here, dress. Therefore, in this case, in these two sentences, we would actually now say that these ones are used as determiners. Remember in Form 1, you talked about articles, and you were told that articles are always used before nouns. And you discussed about 3 articles in the English language. In some cases, these demonstratives can be used as determiners in sentences. They can be used to introduce nouns, and they can also be used to introduce adjectives. Therefore, if an adjective or a noun comes immediately after the demonstrative then that demonstrative is actually used as a determiner. For example, in this sentence, if you had been asked to identify the noun phrase, this would be part of the noun phrase, and then you would say that this noun phrase actually consists of a determiner and a main noun, and a noun which is dresses. You'd also do the same for this one. This mango is juicy. This becomes a determiner that is used to introduce the noun mango. Therefore, this is actually a noun phrase. Those are actually, in those two sentences, I've tried to explain the different uses of the determiners. You've seen that they can be used as pronouns, and then, of course, number 2, they can be used as determiners. The trick for you to be able to know whether they have been used as either determiners or they are used as pronouns, is to look at if they are used as pronouns, mostly the noun. For example, here, this is used to replace the noun which was supposed to be the subject in this sentence. In this case here, this is used to introduce the noun in the sentence. That is the main difference. The determiner can introduce a noun, or it can also introduce an adjective. So here we would say, for examples, I'll just give another example in a sentence. So I can have a sentence where I say, those are mine. In that sentence, I've made use of this I've made use of this demonstrative that is used to talk about things that are actually in plural and a bit far from you, but then I've not mentioned the particular noun that I'm talking about. Therefore, this one has actually been used as here the determiner has actually been used as a pronoun. But if I change this sentence and then I have, those books are mine, then this demonstrative here has actually been used as a determiner because it is used to introduce the main noun in this sentence, which is actually books. Those are the two main uses of the determiners. Then something else that you need to know in regards to determiners, just as we mentioned in regards to other pronouns, that when you use a pronoun, you have to make sure that there is subject-verb agreement. That if your subject is going to be plural, for example here, this is a subject that is in plural. Therefore, we have actually used a verb that is also in plural. Remember, this is an auxiliary verb that is derived from the forms of the verb to be. We always say we are when you're talking. Remember, we is also a pronoun that is actually used in plural. Therefore, if your demonstrative is in plural, your verb should denote the same, and also your subject. For example, if I give this sentence and say, this leader is hardworking. And then, for some reason, I'm now not talking about just one leader. I begin talking about more than one leader. This sentence will change, and then we have these leaders are hardworking. I want you to see the way the other parts of this sentence have changed. That if I'm using a demonstrative that is in the singular, like this one, my main noun, the noun that this demonstrative determines that comes after this is also in singular, and so is the verb. And the same goes for this one. This is actually a demonstrative and it's in plural. Leaders is also in plural and are is also in plural. When you write sentences using the demonstratives, you have to make sure that there's that agreement. Subject, verb, agreement. Everything in the sentence should agree, and agreeing means that if your sentence is in plural, everything should be in plural. The verb that you use, the determiner that you use, and the subject. And the determiner in this case is actually a demonstrative. That will be all for today. Those are the two main uses of these demonstratives. So we've talked about they can be used as pronouns and they can be used as determiners. I've given this example, though this first example here has demonstrated that this demonstrative, those, is actually used as a pronoun, is not used as a determiner. But when you look at this sentence, like the one that I've just given here, this leader, because the main noun in this sentence is actually leader. What it means for a demonstrative to be used as a determiner, it means it does not seem to replace any noun in the sentence. Here, our main subject is the leader. The determiner here is not replacing leader. It is just there to introduce the noun phrase, this leader, or to demonstrate to us what particularly the speaker is talking about. Practice a lot, and I'm going to give an assignment that will help you to do the same. I'll write it out for you, so take note. That is the assignment. I'm just going to read through the instructions just to make sure that you've written the correct thing. The instructions to the exercise: choose the appropriate demonstrative to fill in the gaps in the following sentences. The first sentence: return dash bottle and dash crates to the owner. Number 2, she plans to sell all dash cabbages over there today. Number 3, be careful, dash slippery floors can make you fall. Number 4, dash dog I saw outside the gate is dangerous. I should put a full stop here. And then number 5, I was not expecting dash long walk today. Otherwise, I would not have come in dash shoes. Work on that assignment. It will help you exercise or demonstrate the different uses of the demonstrative. That will be all for today. Do have a good time and read hard, study hard. I'll see you during the next lesson. Bye.
Thank you for choosing to study with us. For more information, you can call us on 0724 173845.